spots are on the bottom. That looks good, guys. Right dead on line. Perfect. How's that? That's good. In the middle, we'll get a straight line down the middle.
Megabucks, big bass and big bucks on the line. The $475,000 Bassmaster BP Megabucks, a 6-day elimination tournament with a winner's share amounting to $70,000. The richest payout on the Bass Angler Sportsman Society's tournament trail. 6 days of tough rod-to-rod competition, dawn to dusk effort. 4 days ago, a field of 154 BASS pros put down $2,000 each to play for pay. Now they're down to 10 anglers, the best of the best. For the final 2 rounds, the top 10 qualifiers fish a special 10-hole course. And a star-studded field it is for Megabucks 9. Larry Nixon, the amazing 4-time winner, is back. Naturally, he's a favorite.
I really can't believe that I made it again. There's something about this tournament that I just love, and that's going into that 10-hole course and trying to control your emotions and fish as efficiently as you can in 10 holes for 50 minutes.
Defending Megabucks champion Denny Brower ranked 4th in the qualifying. Can he repeat?
I don't know. I feel good about it, but I've got a lot of respect for the other competitors that are in there, and everything's got to go right in order to win Megabucks.
Tommy Biffle, the #1 seed, caught 52 pounds 7 ounces to lead the qualifying. He's been close many times, but is yet to win a BASS title.
I'm still knocking at the door, and I think I ended up in the lead on these 4 days. I just wish it was a 4-day tournament and it was over.
Former world champion Stanley Mitchell, who qualified #2, is fishing his first Megabucks.
I've been in a tournament like this before, you know, when we won the team championship, so I know what it's all about.
Zell Rowland is optimistic his topwater pattern will still be productive in the finals.
I think it'll hold up real good, especially early in the morning. As the day gets later, the fishing's going to get a little tougher.
Randy Blockett, the #5 qualifier, may have an edge.
The water we're fishing the finals in is the same water that I caught most of my fish the first Pro-Am we had down here, and I finished 10th in it, so I'm real familiar with the water.
Local angler Steve Banks of Columbia, South Carolina is in his first Megabucks finals. He's ready.
And a lot of the fish that I've caught in the tournament has been in the next creek over, so I got a pretty good idea about what the fish is doing in that area of the lake.
Mark Davis, a 2-time Megabucks finalist, thinks the weather will play a role.
You know, it gets bright, they get harder, just like during the preliminaries here in the last 2 days. It's been bright, and it's been hard to catch them.
Davey Height, a promising newcomer to the BASS tournament trail, lives on Lake Murray and is knowledgeable about the Megabucks course.
Beards Creek is different. It's very clear water, and there's not any hydrilla in the creek anymore. It was a few years ago, but it's all out now, so you really have to concentrate on stumps and man-made brush piles and docks.
Kim Stricker landed the 10th and final qualifying spot. He has high hopes.
Where I've been fishing this tournament and made the top 10 is in the creek right next to Beards Creek where we're having the course. And the creeks are so much alike. They've got the same structure, and I expect the same patterns to hold in there.
The Megabucks 9 finalists, a tough, talented lineup. Stay tuned. The Bassmasters will be right back with Day 1 finals of the Bassmaster BP Megabucks Fish-Off from Lake Murray, South Carolina. Pre-dawn, October 15th, start of the final 2 rounds of the Bassmaster BP Megabucks, Lake Murray near Columbia, South Carolina. 10 finalists, the survivors of 4 days of elimination rounds. Beards Creek has been off limits for months to Megabucks anglers. The finals format is similar to a golf course layout in that the creek has been sectioned off into 10 holes. The anglers draw for starting holes. They fish each hole for 50 minutes. then rotate to the next one. Defending Megabucks champion Denny Brower, who won at Lake Guntersville, Alabama, starts in hole number 1 and is throwing a topwater lure. Fishing par on this Megabucks course is a 5 bass daily limit. A keeper must measure at least 12 inches. Denny's off to a quick start. Top-seeded Tommy Biffle is best known for his flipping and pitching a jig. But this morning, the Oklahoma pro is working a topwater prop bait, a little-known Gilmore jumper, a wooden lure made in Arkansas. He's getting some action, but no results. Biffle started in hole number 9, a draw not to his liking. He's having to fish holes behind Denny Brower, also a flipper of note. But in the early morning, low light conditions, Denny Brower is scoring with a topwater presentation. He's using a Rebel Pop R or the old Zara Spook, a favorite big bass topwater lure. Stanley Mitchell's using a topwater, a soft plastic swimming worm, a lure he used with success in the Bassmaster BP Top 100 tournament here on Lake Murray in May. He's fishing shallow this morning, twitching the lure around any brush or cover, and has already boated a 5 bass limit. He'll cull with this one. When it comes to finding fish, establishing a pattern, Larry Nixon is one of the best. He's running the bank, working the points.
Seems like you need a little bit of water depth in close on the points. And, you know, there's a few fish back in the flat areas also, but the key to catching lots of fish is fishing the points. And if you have any cover at all on the side of a point, there will usually be a bass in it.
On hole number 7, Mark Davis is fishing deeper using a Carolina rigged weenie worm.
That was my 3rd fish. It's about 10, 20. That ought to give me somewhere around 4.5 or 5 pounds.
Randy Blockett, who weighed in the largest bass of the qualifying rounds at 7 pounds 15 ounces yesterday, won't win any lunker honors with this one, but he just hopes it's a 12-inch keeper. Even ounces can be important. The difference between 1st and 2nd place in this Megabucks is $16,000. There's $70,000 to the winner. Just making the final top 10 is worth $10,000. Larry Nixon needs a keeper, too. He's had a dry spell since scoring on the early holes. Randy Blockett is sticking with the pockets, casting a floating worm.
I think an important pattern in this lake can revolve around fishing this shallow brush in the back of these coves before anyone gets to it. I don't know if you can see right here, but a lot of these brush piles, they just look like dark spots in the water, and they're cedar trees that people have put in off the docks.
Larry Nixon did not plan to fish deep with a Carolina rig today. He left his special rod and tackle at the motel. However, he's making do with what's available.
But I ain't sure he can make it.
However, Randy Blockett still has faith in his shallow water brush pile pattern.
Man, there was a rope sitting right over that dude. I didn't think I'd ever get him out of there. Whew. Man.
Stay tuned. The Bassmasters will be right back with the Day 1 Top 10 Finals weigh-in of the Bassmaster BP Megabucks Fish-Off from Lake Murray, South Carolina.
Not shaking, wouldn't you be?
Megabucks 9, a drive-in weigh-in with a big crowd of Columbia, South Carolina Bassin fans on hand. Tommy Biffle, the top-rated seed, is the first to weigh in. He's had a slow day. Only 2 bass, 3 shy of the limit.
Is that all the bites you had with 2?
No, I had bad luck today. I lost a 5-pounder twice.
Same bass?
The same bass. So somebody probably caught that bass because he was wanting somebody to catch him.
And that somebody may be Denny Brower. The defending champion's got a big one.
All right, here we go. 3 bass, and the weight, 8 pounds, 13 ounces, folks, and praise the Lord for this big one. Here. Oh, Lord, look at this, folks.
Denny Brower is the big bass leader, and that's worth $1,000. But the real money goes to whoever weighs in the most weight in the final 2 rounds. Randy Blockett has a 5 bass limit and a good shot at the lead.
That last was sort of a lifesaver.
Oh, if you just saw how the fish, or the cover the fish was in and how it came out of there, I was just very fortunate to get it in.
Let's weigh the fish first of all. The weight, 12 pounds, 6 ounces. All right, bingo. That
With
puts you
12
right up there.
pounds, 6 ounces, Randy Blockett's the leader. But Larry Nixon, Mr. Megabucks, has yet to weigh in.
12.7 will take the lead. Won't make it. 11 pounds and 6 ounces, but oh Lord, I'd hate to have him on my heels.
With 10 holes to go, Randy Blockett has a 1-pound lead over Larry Nixon. Stanley Mitchell ranks 3rd, followed by Mark Davis and defending champion Denny Brower. 5 anglers, half the field, scored limits with 37 fish weighed in. The final round. For topwater fishermen, the day looks promising. Overcast and rain later in the forecast. Larry Nixon starts on hole number 1. Tournament leader Randy Blockett hopes there are a few fish still left in the shallow water brush.
In order to win this tournament, I really think that I'm going to have to catch them out on banks that are just bare. We're, just getting the cruising fish coming in. But, I've got to try some of the shallow stuff the first couple hours of the tournament anyway, because you really stand a lot better chance to catch a large fish in shallow wood.
Denny Brower's concentrating on deeper water brush piles.
All the fish that I've had bite seem to be related to them brush piles if you can get them to bite. The big fish I caught yesterday and the 2 big fish I lost were all in brush piles on the jig.
Tommy Biffle is still having tough luck.
I started out with this Gilmore jumper and just working it down the bank, trying to cover a lot of water. And I picked up a buzz bait and threw it down this one particular bank and had a big one get it and pulled him about 10 yards and he come off. And then my other 2 fish I both caught on this jumper just going down the bank. They hadn't been on any stumps or any brush piles. I think all that's been beat to death. And I hadn't had a bite on a dock yet.
In this Megabucks format, with the fishing pressure, an angler gets fewer opportunities at a big fish. When a hooked fish just comes unbuttoned, boy, it's hard to take. Mark Davis has located a perfect structure spot, a creek channel point that drops off into deep water. The lure adjustment with a floating worm is working out for Randy Blockett. He's hooking and landing him today. However, this one may not make the 12-inch size limit.
Well, he's not by much, but he may be the one that matters.
With the Megabucks rules, an angler has only 50 minutes in each hole. Mark Davis, no doubt, would like to camp on this deep water point.
What I'm trying to do is feel around on these flat points with this big weight and find any trash or big rocks or stumps or anything I can find that's out here, close to some deeper water, and that seems to be where you can get a bite.
The competitors aren't the only ones that miss a fish catch.
As usual, the camera crew left, and about a minute later, I was running past one of those man-made fish shelters, and I've never caught a bass on one of those things before in my life because they usually get pounded. But I had a feeling, something told me just to pull in there and give it a try, and that's one thing that I found in the sport is, you've got to trust your intuitive instincts.
Earlier, Denny Brower advised the Bassmasters camera crew to be ready at
hole number 5. It'll be my second to last hole. I got a place there in about 20 foot of water that I caught that big fish and lost that other big fish, and then they come up schooling. There's a bunch of them there. If I can get them to bite, I'm going to spend the whole hour on that one structure spot.
And it's not Larry Nixon's day either.
Well, I still like my chances. But after going the first 3 or 4 holes this morning without a bite, it's beginning to look pretty slim. But I ain't give up.
With the top guns firing blanks, Davey Height is making a move. The Prosperity South Carolina pro impressed folks his first full season on the Bassmaster Tournament Trail, qualifying for the Bassmasters Classic World Finals as a rookie pro. 4-time Megabucks winner Larry Nixon is no quitter.
I'm gonna catch me 5. You just watch me. I'm gonna catch 5.
Tommy Biffle has put aside his topwater rod and gone to his old dependable, a flipping stick.
A perfect topwater day, real overcast and rainy, but today it seemed like this afternoon they quit biting my topwater bait a little bit, so I started flipping the docks and flipping brush around the docks, which I think all the other guys were still topwater fishing, or they weren't thinking that they would be on the docks, and that's what let me catch 2 or 3 off the docks.
Don't go away. The Bassmasters are coming right back with the final chapter, the exciting conclusion of the $474,000 Bassmaster BP Megabucks 9 at Lake Murray, South Carolina. Well, this is it, the final weigh-in for Megabucks 9.
Denny Brower, Camden, Missouri, defending champion of Megabucks. He won $209,000 last year on our trail, and folks, that's what he's picking up right now, is what it's about. If he can catch one more fish that size, he's in business. And here we go, 4 bass, 1 short of the limit, the weight 6 pounds on the money. Let's give him a nice hand. That's gonna put him right up there. We don't know where yet.
That gives Denny 14 pounds, 13 ounces, but he's still thinking about hole number 5.
One of the fishermen yet to weigh in caught one of those fish today. You know, a lot of this is the luck of the draw, what hole you draw. He happened to draw a hole in front of me and fish that spot and was able to catch that fish.
But don't count out Larry Nixon, Mr. Megabucks.
I just had a hard time. I think I had 1 fish going into the last 3 holes, and I just give up on everything that I knew to do and picked up a Carolina rig and caught me a limit.
All right, 7 pounds, 8 ounces, folks. Let's give him a nice hand. He's taking the lead. All right, there's your leader, folks, right there, Larry Nixon. There's the big guy.
But here's the fish Denny Brower really wanted. But Randy Blockett got there first.
Is that the fish? He says that's it. That's the fish. Oh, glory. You've got to have 6'9" to take the lead. And the weight won't make it. 5 pounds, 7 ounces, and you did not quite make the lead, but what a fish. 5 pounds and 2 ounces. All the best to you, Randy Blockett from Joplin, Missouri. All right, last man in. Let's get him on in and get it over with. Wagner, Oklahoma. Oh, he's got to have 12.8. Well, he was only, what did he have, 6 pounds yesterday. All right, let's hope he has a chance, if not the win, certainly to come in well. But looks like Larry Nixon at the moment is going to be our winner, and certainly a no more deserving champion than him. With 5 times now, he can chalk up the victory. Now there's another 6, that's 7, 8.5. That's about 8. That's good 8.5 pounds. I gotta hit this tape. I thought it could be it. He's got to have. That is hard to figure, isn't it? I don't know. I tell you, it's going to be awful close. Nixon is the only guy hoping it doesn't make it. Everybody else is pulling for him. Got to be what? 12.8 to win. 14 pounds. 14. Let's everybody stand up one time. Everybody stand up. Give him a hand. Come on, folks. First time ever to win. What a way to win. All right. We've got to give him a hand. This is fantastic. Come on, darling. Get in here next to this guy. He's the man. Oh.
Tommy Biffle, the winner. His first ever and a long overdue victory celebration. Tommy's winning total, 21 pounds, 5 ounces. 4-time winner Larry Nixon finishes runner-up in Megabucks 9. Randy Blockett is third, followed by Davey Height, who scored a limit again today. Right now, it's time for the Pros Pointer, the how-to section of the Bassmasters. Brought to you by Wrangler, the most comfortable jeans known to man.
I used several lures today to win the Megabucks tournament, but my first love is the pig and jig and the flipping stick. One of the best places in this particular log pile would be over in the middle of it, right in the thick, heavy cover. What you want to do is just pitch it over there and drop it into the water without a splash. I'm left-handed, but for you right-handed people, the easiest way for you to learn is to hold it in your hand from the reel to the rod joint, open your hand, let it swing, bring your rod tip up, and that puts the power on it, put your speed on it, and then you just pitch it. After you get used to putting the swing on it, you can pitch it, And it's a good thing to practice in your backyard with a coffee can or something. Right-handed people, you need to teach yourself how to do it left-handed. You'll be better off.
Tommy Biffle now knows what it takes to win. Just don't quit. He beat the best of the best in the toughest test, Megabucks. Next week, our Bassmasters TV cameras follow the pros to Lake Martin near Alexander City, Alabama for the $291,000 Bassmaster BP Top 100. You'll learn how one angler fishes the honey hole of his dreams to win. Join us right here next Sunday. The Bassmasters has been brought to you by BP, a leading producer of oil and gas for America's energy needs. Bill Lewis Lures, the rattle trap people, 100% made in the USA. Ranger Boats, still building legends one at a time. Bass Pro Shops, world's largest supplier of premium tackle. Chevy Trucks, the most dependable, longest-lasting trucks on the road. Eagle Electronics, successful fishing made simple. Stren Fishing Lines, a fine line between sport and science. Berkeley Power Baits, with flavor and scent enhancers so powerful, fish just won't let go. Rubbermaid Specialty Products Division. Don't you wish everything was made like Rubbermaid? Wrangler, the official jeans and shirts of the Bassmaster Tournament Trail. And the Bass Angler Sportsman Society, the world's largest bass fishing organization.
People, we're talking about $70,000 as opposed to $54,000.